Hello, Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark. Be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Please subscribe, like, and share. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Matthew 18, verse 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depths of the sea. I apologize for running a little bit late. Please forgive me. I was helping a neighbor out. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is the use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Hey there, hope you're doing well today. Hi, Cash. Happy Friday. Good to see you, man. I'm sorry I was running a little bit late there. Today we're going to talk about Kania Caldwell, 29-year-old in Nashville, Tennessee. She's a daycare provider arrested after a toddler was beaten and bloodied. Without further ado, opening the screen now. All right, this is the babysitter charged after toddler found bloodied and battered in her care. Please say. This is 4 days ago. In Nashville, Tennessee, by WKRN News, the babysitter is facing felony child neglect charges after police said a toddler sustained injuries while in her care. Hey there, Jackie. Good to see you too. According to an arrest report, the alleged neglect occurred on August 27th after the mother of two boys, who are aged 2 and 3, dropped her sons off to the home of Kania Caldwell. The mother of the two boys told officers that 29-year-old Kania Caldwell, who is a worker at a daycare center, was supposed to supervise the boys while she was at work. At 6:30 p.m., the mother said she received a text message from Caldwell that said her boys were injured. In an arrest report, the mother told officers that she immediately left work and arrived at Caldwell's home to find her 3-year-old son covered in multiple cuts, scratches, and bruises. According to an arrest report, both boys were taken to Vanderbilt's pediatric emergency room to receive care for their injuries. So both of them were injured, both the boys. During questioning, Caldwell told officers that her son may have caused the injuries while she was downstairs cooking dinner. Wow. She told officers that she heard a commotion while cooking and went upstairs to find the 3-year-old victim bloodied and battered, said the arrest report. In a bedroom, officers found school supplies, including scissors and sharpened pencils, which were accessible to the children. Caldwell was taken into custody after police determined she failed to provide supervision expected of a caregiver. She was charged with 2 felony counts of child neglect. I will go ahead and it would probably say the same thing that I just got through reading off to y'all, but I will mute my voice so that y'all could hear the audio of it.
I really found simple tasks very difficult. standing, washing dishes, playing with the grandchildren. I did not know what the problem was. In all honesty, my legs
a
felt
daycare worker
heavy,
is charged with child
tired.
neglect after
I felt
police
like I
say
needed
a
to
2-
stand
and
and
3-year-old
stretch
were
them all the
injured.
time. When I went to Dr. Saragusa, the
Police say
procedure
the
was
mother
quite
of 2
simple.
sons
I was
dropped them
in and
off
out
with
of
their
the office
caregiver,
that day, and I was
Kania
playing with the
Caldwell.
grandchildren that
According to the arrest
afternoon.
affidavit,
Dr.
the mom got a
Saragusa
text saying
was
her kids were
wonderful.
hurt.
Dr.
The
Tiff
mom left
Saragusa.
work to
Being a real estate agent, you show houses all day. By the end of the day, you've got that heavy feeling. I'm always on my feet, and I knew something was really wrong. Dr. Saragusa was very thorough, and I waited way too long to have this procedure done. I could have done it years ago and had relief. It was literally within 10 minutes they were done.
I'm Dr. Tiff Saragusa. If you have leg pain when simply walking, it could be a matter of life or limb. Take advantage of our virtual vein screening at NashvilleVeinCenter.com.
I'm Allie Lynch of the WKRN.com alert desk. A daycare worker is charged with child neglect after police say a 2- and 3-year-old were injured. Metro Police say the mother of 2 sons dropped them off with their caregiver, Kania Caldwell. According to the arrest affidavit, the mom got a text saying her kids were hurt. The mom left work to pick them up. Her 3-year-old son was covered in scrapes, bruises, and cuts. Caldwell told police she was cooking dinner downstairs and heard a, quote, commotion upstairs. She went to check on the toddlers and found scissors and sharpened pencils accessible to the kids. She's now been charged with child neglect. And remember, News 2 brings you breaking news around the clock at WKRN.com.
At Murray Regional Health, you'll find the expertise available in larger cities and
Hi there. I'm sorry. Thanks for letting me know. It's pretty scary. I believe it said that it was upstairs. Is that what they had said? And if the kids were upstairs, you had to even had watched closely because them kids might have wanted to come downstairs and might have fell down the stairs as well. She was not paying no kind of attention at all. And when she heard the commotion, she went running. But when she said, my kid may have done this, what you knew your child would do this kind of behavior and you did not keep the proper supervision, you know that little kids are not supposed to be around sharp objects and scissors and stuff. So it's pretty sick, man. Scissors and stuff. I guess you can hear me better now, right? Yeah, what on earth happened? She was up there, put the kids, they had them up there, and then she went down to cook. Why would you have your kids or kids that you're watching around there? When I had kids around an area, like even we had a front porch which had about 7 stairs, I didn't let my kids near the edge without me being right there. I was still afraid there's going to be an accident just falling down the stairs, the front porch steps, even. Like so many wrongs are going on here. Now I know that one time I had a niece who came over and I did not have the plug-ins for safety in an outlet, and she went and stuck a pencil or stuck something uh, metal. She stuck it into the outlet, which she ended up getting a little zap out of her sticking it in the outlet. But I felt guilty about that for not having the proper plug-ins for a kid. I'm glad she didn't get injured worse than that. But none of my other kids had ever tried to stick nothing in the outlets or anything, so I wasn't too worried about it because it never happened with my kids. But I had to keep a watch on them. We had a front porch, like I said, that had about 6 or 7 steps. I wouldn't let them outside without me when they were a certain age. I didn't want to have to worry about them falling out, falling off the steps. Plus, the railings were too wide apart where they could easily, like if they put their body partly through, easily fall through and hit the ground. It was a height that it would hurt my kids. I knew better than to go and let my kids around the sharp objects and stuff. I kept them put up. Matter of fact, my kids just had at the nursery school type of scissors, but anytime there was a little kid around, they were always put up. I always brought my kids also when they were younger like that. I would shut off their bedroom doors and I would have them in the living room and put something on the TV, have them engrossed in something or engrossed in toys or something. And they were able to stay in there and not wander away or anything when I went to cook. You stuck a metal fire poker in an electric fire. Oh man, the electric fire about blew up my parents' house. Boy, that had to be scary as heck. Wow. Well, you were trying to do what you thought was right. You used it for the fire to try to stir a fire, but you didn't know that it did not work for that. Like I got a friend named William, and his kids decided one morning to fix his parents' breakfast. Well, they saw the toaster, they saw the stove, but they actually thought that you had to turn the eye on to use the toaster. So, needless to say, there was a small little fire because of the plastic melting from the toaster and stuff. Boy, and luckily they went in there and seen what was on fire. I think William said that his grandparents had one of them kind of toasters that were non-electric, and you actually put it on top of the eye, something like that, to brown. And I never heard of toasters that were like that. I just know the toasters that were electric. But it's pretty interesting what the thoughts of kids are. When you got it right there sitting at the stove, yeah, the kid's gonna think that maybe you need to work the stove. Your sisters blackmailed you for years to go to shop and stuff, where they would tell my dad. My dad found out years and years later. Oh boy, that was kind of funny. Were you the youngest or the oldest or what? The innocence of children on what we think. I remember as a kid, a lot of times I thought, well, I could jump up to the top of this gymnasium, and swing myself around and around and around up there, you know. I could have a superpower and do that, you know. You're the youngest. In my mind, I always imagine that, and then I'll go, wee, you know. Boy, the things we think of when we're a kid, right? The innocence of a child. That's why, you know, people try to put too much responsibility on a child and say, well, a child knows better. Not really. Have you ever heard like kids try to explain who the first president of the United States was? Instead of saying George Washington, they say things like George Washing Machine. It's like, okay, okay. They got to realize these are kids, so their brains are growing. But these poor kids, I hope that they don't have any lasting effects from this abuse, and hope the mother has found somebody well grounded to take care of them. Oh, wow, you did? You go to jump up. Wow. So wonder you didn't break anything, Jackie. Amazing you're still with us. My daddy used to say me and my twin sister like to sit on a hot coal oven, hot coal stove. But I don't think we did. I think we were forced to do that because I don't think we wanted to sit down on a hot iron stove and get burnt like that. Ow! What did you land on, Jackie? When you fell out of a window 30 got to get that banner off of there. Just kept playing the whole time. Wow. Did you break an arm or leg or anything? Whoa. Ow. What kind of injuries did you sustain? You got up and walked away? I tell you what, there is a miracle in that. Wow, that's amazing. Y'all remember that kids are priceless. That is the second babysitter that we have had in the last couple weeks talking about for Tennessee. Fell out the window through plastic and went through a plastic roof. Oh man, ouch! You don't want to say ouch. I'll say ouch for you. Wow, ended up in front of a proper station in the hotel. May I help you, miss? How did you manage all that, girl? We can laugh about it now, which I'm sure that was terrifying at the time. I can imagine landing right there in front reception and stuff, and it's like, how may I help you, ma'am? Where'd you come from? But everybody was scurrying around. Oh no, you got banned from future school trips. Oh man. Was that the only time, or was there several different times and then you got banned? I can remember one of the kids when we were at Birmingham Zoo in Birmingham, Alabama, like when I was, I guess, in the fifth grade. There was a lot of my kids wanting to try to open up and try to go into the different cages and wanting to open up the places for the snakes and all that stuff. I'm like, no, 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 no. My first and last school trip. Oh boy. Now I know why some of the other parents had said, well, my kid can't go on school trips, and I never understood why. Now I might know a little bit more now. You gave me a little bit more insight into it, Jackie. Oh, man. We were told also not to irritate the apes and the gorillas, and they said don't knock on the glass, and stuff. And they started knocking. I guess I was so afraid at the time, back in the 60s that, well, it's really the 70s by then, that we afraid that the gorillas was going to knock it out. You made me laugh for sure. I get embarrassed about my laugh at times, but thank you so much. I love it when you come in here. It's not just all sob stories. There's some funny things, and it's scary time when it could have happened now bad that you might have lost your life, but you didn't. It's about like your arrival in front of the reception desk was like, "Hey, I'm here. What's your problem?" You made the entrance is all right, huh? Yeah, you're very lucky. They would had to be terrified, something else was going to happen to you maybe the next time. But Jackie's a little bit. She wants to explore a lot more than the rest of the kids. I like a detective, more inquisitive. But that's the way you learn, though, by doing that. Well, I appreciate you, and just remember to keep these kids in the thoughts and your prayers. And we can laugh at a lot of things that happened. Did any of your kids end up following suit, Jackie? Where they gave you back what you gave to your parents, basically? They always said that would happen and come back on you. Thank you. We were always told you're going to get back what you gave your parents when you have your own kids. It was kind of funny because my kids didn't give me that much trouble. Maybe I didn't give my parents too much trouble. They were just bad parents. Well, lots of love for you, Jackie, and I really appreciate you. And thanks for getting me to laugh. I really needed that at the moment. And God bless you. And I'll see you the next time. I think I'm done for today, I hope. No kids. Probably best. Oh, yeah. Well, you have a wonderful day and a blessed weekend. God bless you too. Bye bye for now.